Many years ago, in the 1980s, Liberia and Sierra Leone were peaceful countries. People lived their lives in small towns and villages, farming, trading, and sending their children to school. In a small village called Nimba, close to the border of Liberia, a young boy named Kofi lived with his family. His best friend, Saidu, lived across the border in Sierra Leone. They often met by the river that separated the two countries, playing and dreaming of the future. But deep inside both countries, something dangerous was growing: anger, fear, and hunger for power. In 1989, Liberia changed forever. A man named Charles Taylor started a war to remove the president. He formed a rebel group called the National Patriotic Front of Liberia, NPFL. At first, people thought he would bring peace and fairness, but soon his men began to kill, burn, and destroy villages. Kofi's village was attacked. His father was taken, and his mother ran with him and his little sister to a refugee camp in Guinea. The war spread like fire, and many families ran for safety. Schools were closed, farms were abandoned, and children were forced to become soldiers. In 1991, the fire crossed the border. A rebel group called the Revolutionary United Front, RUF, entered Sierra Leone with help from Charles Taylor. They said they wanted to fight corruption, but they brought pain instead. They burned villages, cut off people's limbs, and took diamonds to buy weapons. Saidu's village in Sierra Leone was attacked one night. His parents were killed, and he was forced to carry guns for the rebels. He was just 13. Like Kofi, he became one of the thousands of children who lost their childhood to war. The wars in Liberia and Sierra Leone did not only affect their people. Guinea, Ivory Coast, and even Nigeria felt the impact. Refugee camps became crowded. Food became scarce. Some rebels crossed borders to attack towns in other countries. This made life harder for everyone. In Guinea, Kofi grew older in the refugee camp. He missed his friend Saidu and wondered if he was alive. He watched new refugees arrive every day, some with terrible wounds and stories of pain. Nigeria sent peacekeepers to help stop the fighting. These brave soldiers were part of ECOMOG, a West African force. Many of them died trying to protect towns and stop the killing. In the late 1990s, the world started to pay more attention. Peace talks began, and the United Nations sent peacekeepers too. Slowly, after many years, the wars began to end. Charles Taylor was forced to leave Liberia, and later he was taken to court for war crimes. In Sierra Leone, the RUF laid down their weapons, and peace began to return. But the scars of war remained. Kofi returned to Liberia to look for his old home. It was in ruins, but he decided to rebuild it. Saidu, now living in a center for former child soldiers, was learning to read and write again. One day, he got a letter, a message from Kofi. They met again, two young men shaped by war but still full of hope. Many years later, people in Liberia and Sierra Leone started to talk openly about the war. They built memorials and told stories so that new generations would not forget. Kofi became a teacher, and Saidu became a peace ambassador. They traveled to schools and villages, teaching children about peace, unity, and forgiveness. The neighboring countries also learned. They started working together to stop conflict before it starts and to take care of refugees. The war had taken so much, but from the ashes, a new future was being built, one of peace, friendship, and hope.